Good morning. We are here. Look, the world of Hytech. We're with Hytech Partners. We got Dave and we have John.
Morning.
Dave from Hytech Partners, John from York Exponential. McElligot.
Yes, sir.
I got
Good
it.
job.
Good morning.
Good morning. How are you?
I'm excited, man. These cobots that we're going to be talking about are awesome. Wait until you get a couple. But anyway, let's just get right into it, man. So first of all, how'd you guys get together?
So we got together. As you know, I sell industrial robotics, injection molding equipment, machine tending robots, which are more of an industrial application. We'll talk about the differences between the two today. But I saw, I live in York here, and I saw John was doing some interesting things with collaborative robots. I jumped into this space in order to take advantage of this robotics wave, and I didn't want to limit myself to just robots that were related to injection molding. I wanted to get involved in robots that could be in any industry. So I got to meet John and told him what I was into, and I'm like, hey, whatever you got going on, I told him I want to be a part of it to the fullest extent I can be, aside from coming to work for you.
not like we didn't try.
So,
Nice. So
but that's kind of how this relationship came together.
and so how do we come to, how long has it been you guys have been knowing each other?
We've known each other for a little while, right? Probably a year and a half, 2 years.
Yeah.
So in that time, you've seen a lot of changes in this.
Yeah,
industry.
technology, moving
Right?
extremely fast. I know, Dave, you've seen an explosion in the demand of not only traditional automation, but some of these collaborative robotics. The idea of, instead of automation, augmentation, right? This idea that technology is going to make the American worker more productive, more valuable, not replace them, right? I think that's the fear, right?
Yeah.
Is that robots are going to take everybody's jobs. We're in a weird place, right? If we're very deliberate about this, the benefits could be amazing, but we can't sleep on it like we did the internet or mobile technology. As we were talking about earlier, it's a huge opportunity or a huge risk if you're sleeping on it, right? The world is changing, so there's going to be some winners and losers. I think one of the things we share is we want everyone to be a winner.
Amen.
Yeah,
Amen.
and robots
so
are
is this one of them right there? Is
So
that-
what you're looking at is a Neobot. So these are what are called social robots. So this is a company called Aldebaran. They created the Neobots. They were really from medical testing labs. They have a larger robot called a Pepper robot. I don't know if you've seen this thing. It's crazy. It's got these big blue eyes, and it's the first robot that can read emotion.
Oh, wow.
So yeah, I saw a couple when I was in Dubai. They're in the banks out in Dubai. It's crazy stuff. But the difference between the social robots and collaborative robots and in hard automation is the kind of stuff Dave was talking about is the high volume, fast speed, repetitive kind of stuff, right?
Yeah.
Collaborative robots are designed to work next to someone and augment them. These kinds of robots, like the Neobot and the Pepperbot, these are humanoid robots that aren't necessarily designed to collaborate, but they're designed to interact. So you've got the one that does high repeatability, the other that augments and works together with the human, and then the other that exists in social spheres. And the humanoid robots are coming. They're not quite here yet. We're a little ways away. We've had the industrial for a while.
Yeah.
We're moving into collaborative. That other stuff is the very near future.
Yeah, industrial robots, they really have to be caged. They're kept to be kept as separate from the person as possible. And they're very specific task oriented. So they're designed to perform a task. They do the task very well, but once that task is over, there's some limited amount of flexibility. They can be used for other comparable tasks, but they can't be used for the variety of tasks that a collaborative robot can.
Why would someone choose a cobot?
So there's a couple reasons. So I should probably give just a broad definition of what a collaborative robot is.
Please.
So they're typically human size or smaller, easy to program, safe to be around, flexible, and redeployable. So some of the hard automation, because it's such high volume and there's such a large safety, once you build it, you have to build cages, put in safety scanners. Very often, too, they're big, right?
Yeah.
Like you do some of the smaller ones, but there's Fanuc and ABB, these big monsters. The only way to justify them is you got to figure out, all right, if I'm going to pay $500,000, how many people can I get rid of? Right? These collaborative robots, smaller, easier to deploy. They don't work right out of the box. Like the branding says, oh, just open it up and it works. The truth is you need some level of expertise. There is still safety involved, right? Because what the robot's doing, you know what it's like? It's like if I'm going like this, that's safe. If I put a knife in my hand and I go like this, it's no longer safe. Right? So that's the thing you've got to understand is a collaborative robot can still be doing a non-collaborative application the same way a human being, for example. A human being can weld. Is welding safe? Well, if you know what you're doing, but you still don't want to walk right into it. Do you know what I mean? So that's where maybe some of the confusion around what a collaborative robot is and isn't.
Yeah, you don't want to breathe those fumes. I mean, if you can put something in there that can do it, and you can go alongside of it and make sure that you have the checks and balances, that sounds like a great place to work.
Right, and the redeployable piece, right? This idea that the robot, and that's actually where we come in. So York Exponential, we provide collaborative robotic solutions. We do design, engineering. We also have a research and development department, so we develop our own technology. But we realize some of the same stuff Dave's talking about. The hard automation world, and we do this, we'll put in permanent collaborative robots. If you can't find workers and it's been 6 months, 18 months, kids don't want to do the same jobs, we can come in, we'll put the robots in permanently. But a lot of times people say, listen, I'm contract based, sometimes I do things for 3 months, sometimes it's 6, sometimes it's a recurring contract every several years. The benefit of a collaborative robot, and from our perspective, we're one of only 3 companies that do what's called robot as a service, so you can essentially hire our robots. So you got a new contract coming up, you hire our robots for 3 months, we move in very quickly, we augment your existing workforce. When the contract's done, you give us the robots back, we'll refurbish them and deploy them somewhere else.
Very cool, redeployable.
Yeah, I mean, that idea,
cool.
Because what we've seen, manufacturing
So can you tell us some applications you have to kind of get people out there?
Oh, yeah.
So can we talk about a couple applications?
Yeah, so we've done a couple where grease testing. So there's a local company that we've worked with them that right now they were doing it by hand, which is an incredibly boring and numb job. So with a small system that can do that. We have some larger systems that have done anything from hammerheads, right? So that's a terrible job. These hammerheads would come off this conveyor. Someone would have to pick them up all day and restack them. Pick it up, restack them. Mind-numbingly. When we brought the robots in, people in the factory were cheering because they were pulling the short straw to have to do this.
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean? So that's
no more carpal tunnel.
Who's the hammerhead puller today?
Right.
Wow.
That's the kind of stuff that Dave, when he's out and he's working with his clients, if what he's working on isn't the right fit, but he sees that there's a job that nobody wants to do, that's the stuff.
What about someone taking potato chips? We have a big snack thing, right?
Pick and place.
So you could have one that scanned it and looked for imperfections. It could do that instead of a human.
We have computer vision.
So it's really like robots. People should be thinking of it more as task replacement, not job replacement.
Correct.
Bam, I like that.
If you look at some monotonous, mundane thing, if it's repetitive, dull, dirty
Could you
days.
see a gas station having a cobot put the thing in, fill your tank, and do all that?
So I'll tell you what. Interestingly enough, so if you check this out, have you seen the Teslas, their future, the snake charging robot? It's like a snake, and it comes out and it works its way around. I actually do think it won't be that long before you start seeing some of that kind of technology.
Right. Yeah.
Part of this, though, is, and Dave, you know this, even in manufacturing, there's an ease-in portion where you've got to get people used to it.
Yeah.
So think of how much we've had to work to bring manufacturers along and then add people to that out in the public.
When it's been years, the manufacturing robots are not new. They've been around since the 70s.
Yeah.
And it was at a situation before, it was kind of like a luxury where only a few people that were either adventurous or willing to put the money
billionaires, like big companies,
But now it's starting to become a necessity.
Right.
Plus, a lot of value add is going into the manufacturing industry. So now it's not just, I pull a part out of the box, I stick it, or out of the machine, put it in the box. Now it's like, well, I want to add a label to it. I want to put a gasket on it or something like that.
Right.
So the tasks for the robots is getting a little bit more complex.
Well, I can see mechanical stuff. You have a cobot with you to fix your thing out there, and boom, you don't have to worry. This thing can do stuff your hand can't do, or tools have access to a toolbox like that. I can.
And just I think you talked about it earlier. Some of these environments, you're breathing in bad air quality. I admire American manufacturers. You've probably seen. You walk through the facilities. These guys are hardworking. But they're getting older, right? The silver tsunami's coming. You see the guys, they have arm braces, like carpal tunnel. A lot of these jobs, human beings are amazing. We like to say that robots aren't going to take people's jobs. People have been doing robots' jobs, right? The human being is amazing, right?
Yeah.
And so you've got this next generation of kids that they don't want to do those same jobs, but you've got the older generation that isn't ready to retire and they want to remain in the workforce. The only way to do it is to find a way to augment with robots. I mean, and part of this, we don't talk about it a lot, but this is also a national security issue, right? Manufacturing is coming back to the United States. We need to start building things again at scale. We need to own the technology. We don't have the workforce, so the only way we can do it is take the technology, augment the people so they're more productive, so that we can re-strengthen and reinvigorate our manufacturing community here in the United States. And we're starting here in York.
Yeah,
so that's the exciting thing.
I love it. I mean, I see it all the time in the construction field. I mean, I have access to a lot of different companies,
right?
But just as cobots, or I don't know what they are, that's doing it, that will cut a hole and put a pothole in it and fill it up.
Yeah.
And, jackhammers beat people up. I can
hard
see
work,
one
man.
day. Look, we have tree stumps where people have machines now that took
right,
where they don't have to. I don't know how they did it before, but it had to be brutal.
Well, I'll tell you what. Even today,
ever chopped down a tree with an axe?
Oh my God, it's horrible. And even today, like I'm racing down here to make sure I get here on time. It's like stuck road construction. That is the kind of stuff that like humans and robots together can speed all of that up, like to make everybody's lives better, right?
Wow.
Well, then you add autonomous vehicles to that. Those are just robots with 4 wheels, right? We do that right. We can limit the amount of fatalities. We can save energy because now you can do what's called drifting, right? So you've got cars close together, so they're all pulling their drag. I mean, we're on the verge of a lot of cool stuff. So that's the exciting thing, I think, for us is we've seen the change, but we also know what's coming because we're part of it.
There's a ton of stuff going on.
Well, I can't think of an industry. I think of dentistry. I think of hair salons. I don't think of any area that couldn't use, and you said it, tasks to replace a task. So I would challenge you, take a list, write down 10 tasks if you have a company or you work at a company that you think could better the production and the environment of that company.
Pretty much,
we don't always have to look at replacement. People in time and history have always found something else to go do because there's a need out there.
Yeah, I never worry about not having something to do tomorrow.
Right. Well, and here's the other thing. So you've got this next generation. I think it's predicted they'll have like 20 careers in their whole life, right? So they're going to bounce from thing to thing. So this idea of using robots and automation and AI to take care of the stuff that nobody likes, your chance of retention goes way up. If they're just being creative all the time, they're doing cool stuff, they're being more human. Interactions like this, robot can't do this, right? So if we can get freed up from the mundane, dirty, dull, dangerous to be creative, to build relationships, that's how you're going to build that dedicated and loyal workforce. And I'm serious. Some of these things we're talking about are national security issues. We need to start, we're so divided right now, we're fighting with each other. If we can get rid of all the crap, let the robots take care of that kind of stuff, we could maybe really solve some major problems. And that's the exciting thing, I think, for us, is that not only can we help manufacturers and companies with their bottom line, we can create a more robust, loyal workforce that's in it for the long haul, start creating new products, new services. It's an exciting time to be alive, man. It really is.
Yeah, I see it in education. Think about the amazing things that can be done in education. Access to have a cobot next to you when you need information instead of going to find everything. This thing's got like the main hub of everything you need projected or whatever.
Yeah. Well, do you mind if I touch on the Fortress real quick?
Go for it.
So this is actually one of the ways we bonded, right? So
there's
a picture of it on there.
Yeah, that's what you would pull up before with the little Neobot. We'll see if we can get to it. There it is.
We'll do the outside.
We'll do the outside. So actually, I think that's how we met, right? You saw an article.
Yeah, I saw an article about the Fortress.
Yeah, and he reached out. So
I'm like, I want to help out with this.
So you can see it from here if you want. Oops, from here.
Yep.
That way, everyone, if you want to pull something.
Yeah. So basically, so we tried to work with a lot of the local colleges, and I'm talking about robots. People thinking I'm crazy, artificial intelligence. This is 4.5 years ago.
Yeah, they're like, what the hell's wrong with this?
Seriously, they think. Well, the thing is, this is what people think. They think it's really far off, right? So we've got this science fiction bucket. And it's unique. It's cultural. I travel a lot to the east. Have you been out to Asia?
I have not.
Okay.
No.
If you guys get a chance, it's a really unique culture. One of the things I noticed the most, though, is in the east, all the robots are heroes. Like in their movies, they're all heroes. Right? But in the West, they were all villains or comic relief. It was like Terminator or like Johnny Fox. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So culturally, we put this in this science fiction or we're scared of it bucket while the East has embraced it. Well, this is the first generation where like, because of Avengers, and Iron Man, like all this stuff now, robots are being seen in a positive light. But up until now, they were seen as science fiction. So you talk about robots, you talk about AI, unless you're talking to a manufacturer, everyone else thinks you're crazy, right? So we basically started something called the Fortress Academy. We're the first of its kind in the world. We're licensed by the state of Pennsylvania as a college, so we're a higher education institution. It's all accelerated education in artificial intelligence, robotics, combined with traditional manufacturing skills like welding, fabrication, PLC, HMI, with the goal of creating the first generation of robot mechanics. So blue-collar jobs in advanced technological fields. It's a 15-week program. We're taking people that have never seen a robot before, and in 15 weeks, they're working alongside degreed engineers.
Wow.
Like that's where
the future.
And there's huge demand for this because most of my manufacturing customers, they might have one person that's skilled in automation. If they're lucky, they might have
maybe,
two or three.
yeah, maybe, right?
You know, some people have none, and I'm going in there to sell them a robot, and they're like, I don't know if my folks can handle this.
Right, who's going to take care of this?
It's like, well, trust me, they can. It's like they're fixing that complicated machine over there. They can easily deal with this.
Yeah.
There's not a lot going on here.
Yeah, but you add robot, and some people get scared. But with the kids, you add robot, and they think it's cool.
Right.
So like, you know, it changes the view of manufacturing.
Paradigm change.
You know, a lot of what they're doing is turning wrenches, they're welding. But you add the robot to it, they're a superhero, right? I mean, so we actually partner with the YMCA on this building that you guys are seeing. So this is it's the old Western National Bank in downtown York. Yeah. So we're working with the YMCA to house the school there as well as a community center. Awesome. So Dave and his company will be a part of this. So to help mentor, teach this next generation. So if you are a manufacturer in the central Pennsylvania area and you'd like to be a part of this, like you'd like to come and volunteer,
reach out.
Gosh, we should do a show. Well, we're going to have to do more robotics. This is awesome. Well, York has positioned itself to be in the future relevant, and that's awesome. And you know, I have 4 kids from 24 to 18, and they've never seen a television. Everything is automated.
Right.
Everything is easy.
Send them my way, man.
You know? so it's great to see that, and we want people to stay here for jobs. So just as a parent, it's great to see, you know, people not getting educated and then leaving here.
Retention of talent. Yeah.
So that's huge.
And that's the other neat thing is this is all blue sky, right? I mean, nobody knows where this is going to go, but it's coming, which basically means it's the great leveler, right? We could create generational wealth for people in the city, for people in the county. Find a way for us to be the place that builds, installs, maintains, understands the technology. Nobody knows this stuff yet, right? Mm-hmm. So this is like a reset button.
Yeah, we don't have there's no one that has like a leg up on us necessarily.
You're right. There is nobody that's ahead of us. We're ahead of them. And I'll tell you why. We have a history of manufacturing. We have innate mechanical abilities. And we have a hardworking community that wants to work. We're good with our hands. Yep. It's in our genes. It's in our DNA. And so I think that's the exciting thing about seeing manufacturing coming back, but we still have that legacy here. So there's no reason we can't lead. I don't want to follow anymore.
Well, we love it. We're blue sky with All Live Media. We're doing things that have never been done before. So we love it, being a part of social commerce. Guys, gals, please share this out. Your kids, your grandkids, your family member is going to see this, and if it doesn't spark the future of getting into this, it might spark a job change. You might be a manufacturer out there, and you want to know more. This is to get you thirsty, to be like, where is this? How can I get more? And that's what this is going to allow you to do. You see Dave's number on here. Dave is the main dude. You go through Dave to get everywhere you want to go in here. That's the man. Yep, and you got York Exponential in the house. You got Hytech partners with All Live Media. I mean, you couldn't ask for a better combination of the future. And the future is now. So where can they find you all on social commerce?
So I have a page. I have a Hytech Partners Facebook page. I have a LinkedIn page as well. My number's available on both of those. I like to tell people I'm one of the easiest people on the planet to find. If you Google me, you'll find me.
And you can go right to Hytech Partners there and get him on Facebook. So please, because that way, you know, he does a series that you get to be. The advantage is the phone book is gone. That's this. This is everything. This is your media. This is your wallet. This is your everything. So when you allow yourself to be a part of the future and you like these pages, when we do broadcasts, you get to be a part of this. So there's a lot of things that take your attention. We really appreciate your time. We appreciate your sharing. It means a lot. But it's being a part of the social commerce, the social community, the global community, and you can do it locally. So we appreciate you.
Yeah, like and share the page. We want to be the one-stop shop for manufacturers for implementing new technology. So whether it's cobots, industrial automation, implementing different software technologies to make your business more effective, Hytech Partners, look us up on Facebook.
And look, this is an opportunity for you to have some time with your grandkids. I'm talking to you. I know, right? They don't want to watch your show. They don't want to watch MASH. They don't want to watch Love Boat. But when you put this on, I'm serious, then you are like, wow, you're in all of the future. And your children, your grandchildren are saying, I've been telling you about this. And so you guys get to mend together, get to spend some quality time. Watch these shows. They're very informative. They're very fun. And it's all about you combining with us to build the future, no matter where you are. So really, please share this out. Invite your kids, your grandkids to watch this with you. They're going to tell you about stuff that they saw, and it's going to bridge that gap. We have a gap out there, and we need to bridge that generational gap.
Yeah, I remember showing my grandfather a YouTube video of a 2-armed robot. Yeah, he was like almost 100 years old at the time. He's like mind blown.
Yeah, it's incredible. And if you don't mind, Dave, one thing I would like, one of the reasons we connected up is because you care about the community, we care about the community. So if you guys are interested in learning more about robotics, like what's happening here in New York, how you can get involved to volunteer, to do exactly what you were talking about, to bring the families together and make sure everyone's included, please reach out either to Dave or to us. This is a big deal. Like, it's coming, and we're hitting a point where we may right now have haves and have-nots, but if we're not careful, we may have haves and have-nevers. So this is a real opportunity for everyone to be a part of this, but like Dave and I can't do it on our own.
Yeah.
Like, we learned this, well, that's why you reached out, right?
Yeah.
Like, this is going to take a village to really do this. So reach out to either Dave or reach out to us at YorkX or to you here, whatever we can do to make sure that nobody's left behind. I know that we share that same passion.
Absolutely. Yeah.
So where's York Exponential located? Where's York Exponential located?
So we have 3 facilities so one facility is done. So that's over on Roosevelt Avenue. It's 1270 Roosevelt Avenue. The YMCA building that we're partnering with, the Fortress, that's at the intersection of Newberry and Market Street.
Yep.
And then our larger project is the Northwest Triangle. So if you Google the York Plan 2.0 Innovation District, Governor Wolf just granted us $6 million.
Pictures of that too.
Yeah, you might have some stuff up here. Do you want to see if you can find it?
So do you guys, this isn't your page, so you want to pull your page up?
Let's see. I think he has some pictures of the Northwest Triangle.
That's what that was?
Yes. So Governor Wolf granted us $6 million.
That was the one that's a PDF.
That was
not a big deal. So if you Google the York Plan 2.0 Innovation District and York Exponential, this will come up. So Governor Wolf granted us $6 million in grant funding. We raised the match to build the world's first innovation district where humans and robots will work together. So if you guys know where the White Rose is and the Keystone Coal
you
Works,
can go through it. It's on the back.
Yeah, let's see what I can find here. So let me get to. There you go.
All right, so it's
sideways.
That's the thing.
Just turn your phone.
Yeah, right? If you're looking it up here, yep. So these are the renderings for the Northwest Triangle York Plan 2.0 Innovation District. So it's going to house manufacturing companies, the Fortress Academy, so the educational institution that we started, as well as partners, defense companies. Everything that York is good at will be here, but the core will be humans and robots working together. Not automation, but augmentation. That's the big thing we're focusing on. And it's cool for us because this is going to be the first place in the world to do this. So this could, if we do it right, be the bridge between the city and the county.
So do you all work with young thinkers?
Yeah,
there? Do you work with what are they called? They're right on Boundary. Listen to me. They all work with robotics. God, why do I not?
First Robotics, probably.
No, they have that little town where they.
BizTown.
Yeah, BizTown.
Yeah, we've done stuff with them. I was a mentor at BizTown. They were great.
So that's a whole connection. I mean, I know a lot of people. That's a whole connection. That's great.
Hopefully, we can get some of those folks on the next show here.
Yeah, so
please do. Yeah.
If you're hit Dave up. Okay, Dave runs this series. We just help him broadcast it. All Live Media. And a big shout out to All Live Media, my partner Ray Boo. We appreciate you. We saw the future. We started this 4 years ago. People laugh like, "What are you doing with your phone?" Like, kids use that to take selfies.
Right. Why aren't you taking a picture of your life?
Everyone else, you know what I mean?
Yeah. Dave, how did you realize that this was a good medium to get your message out?
I just got to thinking, in the old manufacturing sales world, it's like you're calling people up, you're driving around and no one's answering, no one's picking up the phone. You go to trade shows, nobody shows up. People are advertising these. So what hit me is I did some LinkedIn videos at a trade show I was at. Meanwhile, everybody that's getting on the bus, they're handing one of these sales rags, and they're all just throwing it right in the trash. And people are paying money to do that.
Yeah.
And here I am shooting and pushing video for free. And I ran into one of my customers. They're like, "Oh, are you posting a video to LinkedIn?" I'm like, "Actually, I was." They had been watching it, like all the videos I had been doing during the show, and it hadn't cost me a penny, and people were looking at it.
That's awesome.
And I'm like, realistically, my audience is out there. They're not out there as whoever they are, manufacturing engineer. They're on it as their actual name, looking at pictures of their kids and
Right.
lunch and whatever, and then they're seeing my content too. So the eyes are in front of that medium. So I figured I just have to get there first. And in the manufacturing industry, there's not a lot of people that are using platforms like this.
Right.
So I'm not going to wait and see how it works out for other people. I'm just going to dive in.
Well, it's no different than when you guys say people look at robots. They look at us the same. Listen, they're like,
Right.
I've had people write and say, get this guy off the street with the phone, right?
Right.
Like they think I'm absolutely insane, crazy, right? Because we saw the vision. This is our 4th year. 2016 is when we started. So people are like, yo, that's crazy. What are you doing, right? There's a camera there. It's not for you to broadcast.
Right.
So it's no different. So it's important that we as York and we as a human race bring everybody, right? We
Right.
can't do it on our own. We need everybody else to be there.
Yeah, this stuff is here. It's the future, but it is here now.
Yeah, yeah. I know that's one of the things that terrifies me the most. So I give a lot of keynote presentations around the world. I mean, I spoke for President Obama twice at the White House. The current Vice President we talked to program our robots, all over the place. And very often I'll get, not as much now, but I used to get the response from decision makers, CEOs, board members, government officials. They'd say, John, can tell you love robots, can tell you're passionate about what you're doing, but I'm going to level with you. You're too far off in the future. We're focused on our problems right now, and you're talking about robots and AI, and it terrifies me because 95% of my presentation is the past, not the future. And when I get decision makers who can look me in the face and tell me not only is what's happening not happening, it's not going to happen for a long time, and they're the ones determining the future of our children, that terrifies me. So kudos to you guys for really working on getting this message out.
Well, we appreciate you being here.
Oh,
We
thank you
appreciate
so much.
everything.
Yeah.
We appreciate Dave.
Yeah, thanks for coming.
Oh, my pleasure.
When you see this on a reshare, reshare it when you see it on a replay. When you go home, tag some of your friends. If you know some people that maybe they're not into technology, but you think this might help them have a better environment. Dave said it. I love what Dave said when he said, think about replacing tasks.
Right.
What mundane tasks are you replacing? What'd you get carpal tunnel from, right? Are you a peppermint patty person that's putting the patty in the thing? Think about that. There's all kind of stuff. And we have the Northeast is a huge manufacturing corridor. So, but anywhere you are globally, we want to help y'all. So God bless y'all. We appreciate y'all. Thank you for tuning in. From All Live Media, from Hytech Partners, from York Exponential. Have a beautiful day and thank you.